Hi guys, name is Tyler aka Nanogenix, and today V-Jump did an oopsie. V-Jump did a bit of an oopsie. So we just a couple days ago covered the fact that there was two blue Gogetas on that V-Jump, and it was very peculiar because not only was one AGL, one was Tech, as you can see here on your screen right now, but on top of that, the art was completely different. So it wasn't even that like, oh, this is some like alpha footage of Gogeta in Dokkan. You know, his attack stat is kind of low. Like, what's the deal with it being like around 7,400? But completely different art, right? And like, that's not really an alpha thing in a game like this to have completely separate art. So with all of this sort of happening, Dokkan Official just a little bit ago tweeted out, hey guys, there was an oopsie in the V-Jump. There was actually a sort of misprint in what happened. So now let's take a look at that. So this is the sort of rough Google translated sort of thing here about the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle of the V-Jump February issue. Of course, magazines are always like, you know, months ahead. I don't really get magazines anymore, but you know, back in the day I used to get like Game Pro, Game Informer, stuff like that, and it'd be May and you'd be getting like July or August issues. So that's why this is February. We're getting it at the end of December. I feel like I shouldn't need to explain that, but I'm just throwing it out there. In the information on the published information, there was some error in the V-Jump February issue, which is released today. Again, this is such a rough sort of translation from Google Translate, but it gets us to what we need to know. Misplaced. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gogeta. I about actually said Godzilla. Gogeta. What should have been there was a Super Saiyan Gogeta. Now let's finish, you know, reading this and then we'll go on. Characters appearing from the Gacha and characters after the awakening will be Super Saiyan Gogeta. Please be forewarned. In addition, Super Saiyan Gogeta appeared from the Gacha is scheduled to be transformed into Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta by satisfying certain conditions during the battle after Dokkan Awakening, the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gogeta, which is published as an illustration to be used in some direction in that case. We sincerely apologize for causing any inconvenience to our readers and stakeholders. So, what that basically means is now that we're looking at this here is that art next to Broly should have actually been a Super Saiyan Gogeta, not the Super Saiyan Blue one. However, the issue that arises here, one thing it does answer is yes, it's going to be transforming. So what we're going to be summoning for, like in a week's time, is going to be a Super Saiyan Gogeta. Probably not a Super Gogeta. I'm sure it'll be somehow different. If it's not different, that would be incredible because I have like 11 or 12 intelligence Gogetas sitting there and like 11 or 12 strength Gogetas just sitting there on my JP account because he's been on like every other banner. But I highly doubt they're going to even be the same name. Who knows what happens with that? But as it says here, is they're literally calling him Super Saiyan Gogeta instead of calling him Super Gogeta. So probably will be a separate name from the one that we already have in game. But we do know that we're going to be summoning for a Super Saiyan Gogeta, and we know he's going to transform mid-game, which I personally enjoy that. I don't know how all you guys feel about it, but me personally, I enjoy transforming units. I mean, you guys know, if you guys have watched any amount of my content, anytime a unit transforms, I'm like, dude, yes, like that's all the hype. So I'm actually kind of excited about him doing this. My own opinion on it. But then it still doesn't really answer. Why is there two? Now even more so than even before. What we're seeing is probably that AGL art is probably the art that he's going to look like when he transforms, right? And then the one down that's the tech version in the screenshot is still probably a completely different Gogeta. Now, my original hunch, which by the way, it even says, come to find out, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Goresh that translated this. It even says for the image, there is a sort of tagline that says, this gameplay is still under construction or something like that. I think it was maybe the rough translation, but basically this is like alpha gameplay we're seeing in the screenshot down here. And that still looks much better than SR art to me. I'm telling you, I don't know if I'm crazy right now looking at this, but it has LR shading. Now, again, as I said in my previous video, I don't want to just jump immediately to this being an LR Gogeta. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying, my gut feeling initially, I literally tweeted it out like, hey man, there's some funny business going on here. Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like us jumping to saying, hey, we're getting a free one, maybe a little too much. But that art looks very much so shaded like an LR, or at the least shaded like the transforming Goku and Frieza, but it doesn't explain why there's two Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta arts on here. So it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing. This also, I saw some people asking me on Twitter, does this mean that Broly's going to transform to full power? Probably, but they didn't address that. But they probably weren't ever, it wasn't intended to probably even show off Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. We were probably meant to see a Super Saiyan Gogeta, probably meant to see a Super Saiyan Broly, and the transform mechanic would have been, you know, announced in-game later, right? Like, that probably wasn't even meant to be in there. So it's still very much so possible that a full power Broly releases, because literally there's a full power Broly in the screenshot with the tech Gogeta that we're seeing. So it looks like Gogeta is going to be a transforming unit. Looks like Broly we're still not confirmed on. My hunch is that he is going to transform, because that's kind of their thing this whole year. Every unit has pretty much had a transformation mechanic of sorts. And where else would Broly transform into, especially since his literal card is already an SSJ? They show you his SSR art into his TUR art, and they're both SSJ, so the next level transformation would be into full power. So it's gonna be cool, man. I'm ready to summon for these. Absolutely ready. But it's funny that there literally was, not only were we trying to guess what is going on with these two Gogetas on the screenshot, but the publication was incorrect to begin with. It's just whatever, man. Anyways, guys, there you go. We are trying to hit 350,000 for the end of 2018. So if you're new to the channel, you enjoyed today's video, consider going down there, hitting that subscribe button, joining the hashtag NanoFan today, the like button as well, guys. Have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix sign off, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.